Oh, you might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window, and I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames. Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, that sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. But then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near Akovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them, and that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you can turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
So Radzig told me the Rickvold
There's all sorts of...
Oh.
But it's a long and twisted... You see, anyway.
Well, no...
Not my old man. He cursed like a tanner's hand. More than once, he threatened to take a whip to our parish priest. Anyway, my mother... Then... Hellish...
이게 선택지가 남아있으면 물어봤던 것도 활성화 상태로 그냥 돼 있어요. 굳이 한 번 더 눌러서 볼 필요는 없을 것 같고.
What about your debt to Sir Radzig? How did that come about?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade dispute it was, and I fought under the Schallenberg colours. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue, with a sharp mind and a merry soul. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper, since he was travelling the Colleen same as I was. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burghers had it in for me, since I'd been making their lives hell for a good 6 months. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king's interests.
I see. So he was on the other side.
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached an agreement with the burghers. Only part of the deal was they would give them my head. And I'd surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick, so he somehow squared things with the city council.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it. He's asked me twice before for help. This is the 3rd time. And how could I refuse him?
I'd like to ask about your men.
Ask away.
What about the fellow they call Dangler?
I've never ridden with a better man, I can tell you. He doesn't say a lot, But for that, he listens all the better. Nothing escapes him.
So he scouts for you?
Not just that. It's happened more than once. I was closing a deal with someone, and Dangler told me after that he didn't like the smell of the fellow nearly every time he was right. And the fellow tried to stab me in the back afterwards.
Those Behrman brothers are quite a pair.
Indeed they are. There's no more mercy in them than in, well, a bear. If I told them to skewer you on the spot, they'd do it. Without
아닐걸?
an eyelid.
아닐걸? 안 될걸?
Oh, aye. They'd argue first about which one of them got to do the job. But they're as obedient as a huntsman's dogs. Real soldiers. A pair of them. Reliable. As long as they don't get too drunk. Then there's no keeping them under control. But nobody's perfect.
What can you tell me about Stefan?
Fletching? For one thing, he's a very resourceful fellow.
How did he come to join your band?
Well, let's just say he was in the right place at the right time. You'll find he has quite a knack for that.
What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'd love to tell you the whole story, but I'd be betraying his trust.
Oh, now you've got me curious. Maybe I should ask him myself.
Sure, why not? Our Fletch does love to converse.
What about that dumb one? How did he end up with you?
The stone? Oh, he just kind of tagged along.
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. We were riding from Olomouc to a castle past Kladsko, when we ran into him and some other wayfarers camping along the way. You know how it goes. We made acquaintance with them, had a drink or two. Then we travelled on together. After all, there's safety in numbers.
I'm not sure I'd be thinking that if I ran into you lot on the road.
We might have done some things I ain't proud of, but wayfarers are sacred even for me. Anyway, our fellow travellers dropped off along the way. One in Mohelnitz, one in Schoenberg, and the rest in Kladsko. Except for the stone. He stuck with us the whole way. The fellas kept asking him what he was after, but of course he never said a word. When we were approaching Barsdorf, I ordered the men to get rid of him. I had some business at the castle, and I didn't want any strangers sticking their noses in. Stefan tried to tell him nicely, but he just sat there, staring like he was turned to stone. That's when we gave him the name. Then the Behrman brothers tried to get him off his horse. He booted Jan in the face and knocked him out cold. Then he jumped down and felled Petter with one punch. Well, a man who can do that is a man you want on your side. So we kept him.
Weren't you worried about having a stranger in your band? Especially one who didn't talk.
No, I figured if he can't talk, he can't tell. Besides, I've had worse.
What about Jakey?
Jakey, that boy will be the death of me. You've got to be tough on him, or he's good for nothing. But I'm fond of him, in a way.
Like a son?
I wouldn't go that far. But I've no family of my own. And unlike those other cutthroats, he seems to me like a good lad.
Well, you're pretty hard on him, though. And the others keep him on his toes, too.
The boy needs a firm hand. I was like him once, and I got the same too. If we let him be, we'd end up with a third bear man. And who'd want that?
True. 2 is more than enough.
그래서 바로 순찰 나갈 거임?
Aye, we ought to set out on patrol about now. Hope you've got your kit ready and whatnot. I'd like to head to the north. Is there anything interesting that way?
North of here, Samapesh and Merhoyed are that way, and Talmberg is a bit further on. There's stables in Merhoyed.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those stables. We can go through there.
And from there?
From there, we'll follow our noses. Something interesting is sure to turn up. I feel it in my bones. Mount up and let's go.
Sure. Chief.
아, 다행이네. 직접 가는 게 아니라 이렇게 자동 이동돼서. 직접 가라고 했으면 계열받았을 거야. 아, 여기서부터는 따라가라고? 뭐였지? 아, 이거다. 밴드 오브 바스타즈라는 서브캐가 지금 진행되고 있는 거거든요? 나드직한테 받은 서브캐인데, 한번 가보죠. 갑자기 얻어 걸리는 바람에 진행되고 있으니까. 배고픈데 먹을 게 없네.
You know what I like best about days like this, Jan?
The scent of chamomile wafting from the hillsides.
Among other things.
Ah, like the rounded hills, rising, purtling, all soft and pink in the sunlight.
And the fertile valley below, spreading wide and inviting.
Dew glistening in a mossy hollow.
The sweet aroma of honey in the air.
The sturdy poplar, standing tall and erect.
Aye, it reminds me of that day. That day where the two of us fucked Fletcher's ma.
Very droll. You'd make a stuffed bird laugh.
Your ma's a stuffed bird.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get
I
hungry.
stuffed her myself.
I can't smell any chamomile.
Well, men, how are things?
May I?
Yes, Fletch?
How shall I put it? I'm a little concerned about the prospects in these parts, Chief.
Oh? How's that?
I've been looking around, and if you'll pardon me, it seems to me that we've been stuck for a long time in the arsehole of beyond.
It's not Paris, France, I'll grant you.
What I mean to say is, I haven't got any new kit or arrows since the day Jakey joined us. It makes me uneasy, Chief.
I see. What about the rest of you?
I don't know what Fletcher's moaning about. There's plenty of booze and loose wenches nearby.
Not to mention fools in the taverns who don't know when to stop rolling those dice.
Dangler?
It's the arsehole of beyond everywhere we go. And it always makes me uneasy.
Jakey?
Fletch can complain. I was supposed to get a suit of armor, and all I got was a shitty kettle hat.
Sorry, but they don't do hauberks in girls' sizes.
Oh? Well, how did you get yours then?
All right, I appreciate your honesty, lads.
Yeah.
Don't worry, there will be plunder. We're here to fight, and to the victor the spoils. That's how it's always been. But no purse of silver will shed blood for you on the battlefield. That's what this company is for. And I hope you never forget the golden rule. You can joke all you want, moan all you want, but nothing will keep your skins in one piece better than trusting your leader, who you choose by your own free will. So don't ever forget that.
Amen.
아멘.
Chief, think there's something going on over there.
Let's go. Behind me, keep your eyes peeled.
뭔가 또 사건이 벌어졌어요, 지금.
Yeah. Yeah.
야, 근데 너 말이랑 장비 좀 멋있다, 푸노경. 용병단 치고는, 용병단도 저렇게 마장을 하고 다니나?
What do you think we can expect this time, fellas?
Groschen, hidden in a piss pot under the bed. Nice chunk of beef. No one there will be eating.
On account of it'd just fall out through the holes in their bellies, eh, brother?
My mouth is already watering, brother. I ain't even touched a purse yet.
Once you've got your hands on some loot, I'll be happy to play you for your hard-earned groschen.
뭐라고 읽을 수가 없어.
Fletch never gets to see the action from close up.
What about you, Dangler? What do you expect to find?
Futility and human suffering, like always.
Always full of good cheer, eh, Dangler? Why don't you take a leaf out of Stone's book? Shut the fuck up.
Jesus, I wish you'd all shut the fuck up.
Keep your eyes peeled, though. There might be someone hiding out here still. Look for clues and question the survivors, if there are any.
나도 일해야 돼? 나 길만 안내하는 거 아니었어? 아, 나한테 일을 시키네, 또.
Jesus Christ, what a massacre. No signs of resistance. They simply slaughtered them like animals. Looks like it happened fast. They can't be all that clever or they'd have taken the wagon. They weren't even armed.
뭐 싹 털어가긴 했네. 뭐 하세요? 기도하세요? 아, 스톤. 뭐야? 뭔데?
God Almighty.
뭘 어떻게 더 조사하라는 거지? 아얘 시체 뒤지고 있네. 그만둬.
You think they'll have any use for this stuff?
That's not the point. Robbing the dead isn't right.
That's what you say. I say it's all the fucking same to them. They're dead. And Prague Groshen are worthless in Lombardy. Never mind in the hereafter.
I'm telling you for the last time, stop it.
And I'm telling you for the last time, I see no reason why I should.
야, 이건 뭐 한 뜻이?
You call yourself a Christian, and you're robbing the dead.
오.
They've no use for anything, and I have to eat.
I've seen your camp. It doesn't look to me like you want for anything.
Not now. But a man's got to have something to secure his future.
And what did you take from that corpse?
A wooden spoon and some string.
Oh, great. You can retire right away. I hope it's worth your immortal soul to you.
You're a bit holier than thou, ain't you? But all right, they ain't got nothing worth a damn anyway.
그만 혈아. 가라 임마. 베어맨. 근데 뭘 더 어떻게 조사하는 거야? 할 게 없는데? 애들한테 물어보고 다녀야 되나?
Still smouldering. Whoever torched it can't have got very far. Kuno, your men are robbing the dead.
What did you expect, Henry? Old habits die hard, and most of the lads ain't had an easy life.
Or maybe it's time they turned over a new leaf then.
You ought to be a priest. Try telling them yourself then, if you want to hear some choice swear words.
배고파. 먹을 거 없니? 여기서 뭘 더 조사를 해야 되는 거지? 이거지 이거. 농장을 습격한 자들의 흔적을 찾으래요. 그러니까 이 새끼들 어디 갔냐 이거지? 어디 갔나? 이 새끼들 놀고 있네. 나한테 일 시키고. 와, 더럽다, 진짜. 아니, 이걸 어떻게 깨. 이거 너무 뜬구름 잡잖아, 얘기가. 얘네들이 어디로 가는지 어떻게 알아? 이게 말이 됩니까? 아니, 뭐 애들한테 뭐 얘기를 할 수 있는 것도 아니고. 조사하기가 뭐 더 뜨는 것도 아니고 할 게 없는데? 그런가?
What a pile of shit. I wonder if they found anything valuable at all.
뭘 더 어떻게 조사하라는 걸까? 여기 들어가 봐야 되나?
Poor wretch.
이거 뭐야? 이게 뭐람?
Kuno will want to know about this.
이거 읽어보자. 학은 줄 경이 아드지 코빌라한테 뒤진다라고 지금 하는 것 같아요.
I found this shield in a shed along with a letter. Seems like someone left us a message.
Show me that. I know that crest. It's the House of Zul. A dangerous lot, God's truth. I don't think we'll find anything else here. We'll stay here a while, just in case. And you should go and report to Radzig what happened.
What do you know about these Zuls?
A family of impoverished nobles. They fought in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia. But what they're after in Bohemia, I've no idea.
I thought I could go and search for those raiders. They might not have gotten very far yet.
All right. It's always good to have an extra pair of eyes. We'll keep searching here for a while, and then head back to the camp.
뭐야? 뭐야? 뭔 소리야 이게? 농장을 습격한 자들의 흔적을 찾아서 뒤쫓는 거 같은데. 저 새끼인가? 저 새끼 뭐 뜬금없이 여기 있어. 야. 저기
Did you
있음?
find any tracks?
Some, a horse or two. They rode off through the meadow towards dawn. They were avoiding the road, which is interesting.
Towards dawn?
Meaning towards the east. Apart from the mounted ones, there were some men on foot too. Well weighed down.
Oh, they can't move too fast then.
No. And what's more, they left a trail of blood. One or more of them might be wounded. Either that, or they dragged off some poor bastard from here.
Nice work. Thanks.
배고픈데? 그래서 피 어디 있는데? 동쪽 이스트로 가면 된다는 얘기지? 뭐야? 뭔데? 당연히 저 숲쪽으로 갔겠지. 가면 되는 거 아니야? 오면 되는 거 아니야? 이스트로 갔으니까. 새끼들. 아까 뭐가 뜨지 않았나? 뭐가 뜨는데? 아, 자기 저장. 저장? 아니, 쫓아가. 이스트로 계속 가면 나오지 않을까? 뭐야.
Poor creature. Hunted down like game. Looks like they carried away a lot of stuff.
사과 좀 먹을까? 배고픈데 잘됐다. 원기 2밖에 안 차. 일단 가자.
They they went this way. Seems they met some resistance at the farm. Ugh, what a waste. But at least I know which way they went.
저기 있다, 저기 있다. 저거 아니야, 저거? 저거네, 저기네.
There they are.
파리아라고? 그래, 그래. 자, 세비어 슈냅스 하나 먹을까?
Hey, you well are wrong place.
Is that the best you can do?
What's going on there?
잠깐, 너무 많아요, 저기. 너무 많아요.
Come here.
너무 많아요. 너무 많아요. 너무 많아요, 사장님. 잠시만.
I'll slaughter you.
너무 많은데?
Is that all you? Fuck it!
아니, 대나소나 다른 일격이야, 무슨.
Bring it on. What do we got here? Come here.
야, 적당히 때려, 적당히. 적당히 때려요!
That's the best you can do.
You call that combat?
Just when I wanted to vent some rage.
I'll slaughter you.
나와.
Well landed.
Done for.
들어와. 아이고. 나와. 그만 때려, 그만. 잘 피하는데, 이 도적 새끼들?
Take that!
I'll slaughter you.
Gone weak.
야, 잠깐만. 적당히 때려, 적당히. 콤보를 쓰네. 미쳤나?
Bring it on.
Bollocks!
Jesus Christ.
Here.